What's up everybody, it's Andy Edwards here, entrepreneur, online marketing expert, Shopify partner and Facebook marketing partner. And in today's video, I'm going to be breaking down one of our customers' accounts. We have their consent to use their details on the video. Obviously, we've cut off some of the CBOs so you can't see, and we've cut off their ad account. We can go through all the data. So we're going to go through this, we're going to dive into this video, we're going to show you where they started from, we're going to show you how they got to where they are, and then how we're going to scale it up for them. Okay, so we first spoke and met with this customer way back in February. As you can see, they were testing, these are some of the old interests that they were testing. They were testing without much promise, to be honest. They were just running an ad and paying like so much, I think it was £15 a day, so about $20 a day, $25 a day, no real structure what they were doing. You can see the cost per click was really high, click-through rate was low, and they only got so many clicks based off that. You can then, if we jump on to March for them, again, you can see that March, they were running, looks like a CBO, I think they were running, at £50 a day with one ad in, weren't really targeting any interests. You can see the cost per click was quite low, so click-through rate was low. They had a lot more clicks and 2 ads to carts, nothing consistent. They're not doing any video ads or anything. Or they were doing one video ad, but average watch time, you know, is low. It needs to be above 3 seconds ideally. Right, so if we jump to April's, so I think they come on board for the beginning, when was it? It might have been a bit later actually. So April's, we look here, we can see that they've started testing different products again. So we come on board initially as a consultant around about the middle of April. And what we were doing is, because we're an online marketing agency here, we don't just do Facebook ads, we can build the website, we do what's called CRO, which is conversion rate optimization. Oh, coffee, right, so yeah, to do conversion rate optimization. So we were trying to scale the ads down for them and try and split them up to try and find a winning product for them. So we were running this quite high interest ad set only. And they were looking at doing it for 3 days because they were desperate to try and turn it around. So you can see here we were trying 3 different products, £25 a day. I wouldn't really recommend that, to be honest. I'd be looking at around £5, £10 a day or $5 to $10 a day. It all depends on your cost per goods and your profit margins. But you can see it's still not much traction. They had some add to carts here, but this was just over 3 days. So we run these ads for them, tried to tidy up what they already did. We were more working on the website side, so we was working on trying to optimize the funnels for them, optimize the website, optimize the meta tag, the meta descriptions, which is SEO related. We were trying to get the page speed up and stuff like that. So we done that, and then we started doing more on the Facebook ads for them from the May. So if we jump onto the May for them. Okay, so you can see May, here's where we started doing some of the breakdown of the ads. So you can see we started running lower. So the £30 was a CBO. It didn't work, so that got turned off. And then these 10, 15 and 20 are ad sets. So we can see here that they spent, in the month of May, they spent £537.62. The click-through rate was a lot higher. The cost per click was a lot lower. The ROAS was a lot higher than what they were getting. They got 16 purchases for it, and they were actually profitable. So this is when they come to us and said, right, okay, whatever you're doing is working. We want you to carry on doing working, carry on building them. Now, when we deal with a lot of clients, especially the small businesses, the SMEs, they're very strict on the budget initially, or they have to start slow, and then once it becomes profitable, they're using the profit in order to reinvest back into the marketing spend and then scaling it up that way. So it does take slightly longer than somebody who is obviously can hit it running or has the money. And not only that, this customer isn't putting their ad spend on credit card, so they're just doing it with a debit card. For those of you who are familiar with Facebook ads, obviously that does restrict you with your spend and your threshold, so they're having to use the money that they've got from the profit to reinvest it. So this is why it's taken us longer to scale for this client. However, we're seeing them consistent results. You can see we've got a few 4 ROASes here. So what we're going to be doing, we're going to go through it and then we're going to break down these ROASes. I'm going to do it live and show you what we do. So the £20 one daily at 4.48, that's only got 7 purchases. What I'll tend to do is I'll wait till around about 10 plus purchases and see some consistency in that ad set before we scale it and throw that into a CBO. I know a lot of other people do that on YouTube as well, and it just seems to work, because then you know with CBO, and those of you who go straight to CBOs, you're basically giving Facebook your money. You've got it on automatic placements. We all know the crafty things that Facebook put into to waste your money from, like detailed targeting and people who are not living in this country or recently visited, all that shit. But yeah, we're going to look at that. So we'll make a note of this one. The others, to be fair, that's a 4 ROAS, but it's only got 3 purchases. That is turned off from what I can see, so I wouldn't be looking at doing that one. But we'll make a note of the one with the 7 purchases. Okay, and if we jump now to the June, so they started to find a winning product now. You can see here, so if we scale up, we scroll up on the June, so they spent £1,500 ad spend. So you can see they tripled in the June. We didn't manage to keep a 2 ROAS. You can see the cost per click is still quite low. Click-through rate is getting higher now, so we started optimizing the ads for them, and look at targeting the customers with obviously the problem and solution. The clicks are good. They got 39 purchases in total and 3,482.32. So the customer is, some of the lower end products, they take the hit on the postage, which they can do within the margins. And then they're looking at 100% markup really. So product for £15, including P&P, they're selling for around about £35, £39, which is slightly over. So that's good. Any of the mid-ticket higher items, anything £50 above, the customer is paying the postage on it, so that's not a cost to them. So the only real cost that they've got, minus their ad spend, is the cost of goods, is the COGS. So depending on the products are slightly different, and people are not just buying one product. So some of them are buying one, some of them are buying package deals. So it's variable products, but as long as we're showing them a consistent ROAS and a consistent return on their ad spend, then they're happy for us to continue scaling. So you can see here we've got some other potential ones here. So we've got £25 daily. Now this is just because we wanted to try and increase it. We were explaining to them that they wanted to get the 10 ad sets, 10 purchases per ad set. So they were willing to go a bit more aggressive on the ad spend per day in order to try and get it out of the learning phase and into active phase. Obviously you need 50 purchases in order to get active, so it does go straight to learning limited, which is a bummer. But you can see we've got another one here which is a 5.46 ROAS with 10 purchases. We've got another one with a 3 ROAS with 12 purchases. The 7 is 4.5, 6, but that's the one that we're still looking at, so that's consistent. So we can use those 3. Those 3 that we can look at. And then if we jump into July for this month so far, so as of the date of this video, it's the 26th of July. You can see now we scale it up again. So they've spent 2,225 and 4 this month. We're managing to keep it above 2.5 ROAS now, which is good. Cost per click is slightly higher because we've added a new product for them, which is just popping off. And the click-through rate is good. So what we're doing now is working. So we're at a stage now where we can go big or go home. You know, obviously the client is still budgeted based on the marketing spend, because they don't want to put it on a credit card. They want to make sure they've got the money. So they're building it up slower, but it's more consistent. So they've had 72 purchases so far this month, made £6,152. Obviously, the Facebook ads is to come off that. So roughly speaking, they're looking at a £4 profit so far. Then they've only really got to do is some of that will be P&P, and the majority of that will be cost per goods. If we say it's 50%, which is conservative, then they've made about £2 profit so far this month, with roughly 5 or 6 days to go, and we haven't done this other scaling yet, so that's really profitable. So yeah, so I'm conscious we're 10 minutes into this video. So we've give you a history of the customer, we've gone up to date, we've showed them what we've done, we've shown them what's working. Now what we're going to do is actually break down the ads, and we're going to break down the interest, and we're going to throw them into a new CBO, which will start from tomorrow morning. Okay, so what we're going to do now is break down the ads as we said. So what I'm actually going to do is go into the ad sets. Okay, and we're going to go back to when we first started helping him, which was the May, to today's date. Okay, and what we're looking for is we're looking for any ad sets or any interest with around about 10 plus purchases that we can throw into a CBO. So, and we're looking for consistent high ROAS as well. So what I've tend to find, I know others do it as well, ring doorbell, shout out to Noah Brewer, and also Hayden. I know a few others do that as well, so big up to you guys, because I was running CBOs as well and doing ad sets and just testing. There's no one set winning strategy on Facebook. You will find that, and I think depending on the courses that you do, you will pick up bits and bobs from each course, but it will help you to create your own strategy. So yeah, shameless plug, Econ Mastery, Ultimate Guide to Financial Freedom, launching July 31st. Link will be in the description to sign up for that. So at the moment we're doing 50% off for the first 50 people who sign up, lifetime access. We'll also jump on a one-to-one Zoom call with you guys, and we'll do some troubleshooting as well. So yeah, link in the description for that, Econ Mastery. So back to this. So we have one interest here, which is a 5.13 ROAS at 13 purchases. So if we just go into this one and break that down. Now these are ads, so we're running the exact same ad. So just to split the ad to see which one would take. What we get taught when you do the Facebook marketing partners and the blueprint courses and stuff, the basic analogy you use, you've got customers in a big lake, okay? And that lake is the interest. Your fishing rod, so to speak, the analogy is the ad. So you cast your fishing rod out, you're just waiting, you're looking to hook a fish, customer, no bites. Right, okay, so does that mean that the interest or the lake has no fish in it? No, it doesn't. So what you need to do then, you need to reel it in, and you need to cast it into a different part of the lake, or cast it into a different part of the lake, and eventually you're going to hit that pocket of fish. Now, we don't know where the fish is. Facebook know where the fish is, the customers. So if you find a winning ad, which we know this is a winning ad now, and it performs above average, it's got low cost per click, it's got a decent click-through rate, the value of the customers seem to be a lot higher based on the product, it's a mid-ticket item. So we know now that we can just duplicate that ad into an interest, and we just scale that interest up. So this is the same ad along the same interest. So, and knowing that we've got the 13 purchases, so we'll be taking this one. So the interest, you can see it's a big interest here in the UK. So it is shopping and fashion interest UK wide, including engaged shoppers. Now, those of you familiar with Facebook ads, engaged shoppers, potato, it sometimes works. Shopping and fashion interest was quite a big audience. I think it was about 15 to 18 million. We'll have a look in a moment. So with engaged shoppers, that means anybody who's purchased something off Facebook within the last week. So it helps us with our conversion on the ad that we know converts. And now all of a sudden we've got a warm interest who's interested in our client's product. So that should convert better. So we're going to use this interest, shopping interest. We'll go back to the ad set level. We're looking to try and get about 4 or 5. Customers not ready, willing. I'm not saying not willing. They're not ready to go to the $100, £100 a day CBO just yet. So we're going to launch it with around 3 to 5 at a £50 CPO. Show them that they can get the sales, and then that once they get the profit from that, then we'll look at taking a £50 CBO and turn it into a £100 CBO with the top 5 as well. So this one, I'm tempted to look into this again. So let's have a look at this one. So this seems to be the same interest, but it's narrowed down again with UK 25 wide. So we're not going to use that one. ROAS is a lot better, 12.9. So in fact, what we could do is we could use this interest, which is the same as the other interest, in engaged shoppers, but with UK wide 25 plus. So we know that this in a CBO, given the budget, should pop because at the moment it's running on £5 a day. So this is profitable. We'll leave this running every single day of the week. So we're going to do that one. Okay, so we've jumped that one. Let's have a quick look at the other one. So again, we've got both in the same interest, 3 ROAS, 11 purchases, spent 300 to make 1,000, 74p cost per click, decent click-through rate. This is add to cart. So there's a big drop off in the add to cart and the initiate checkout. And from a conversion rate point of view, we think it's down to the P&P. So this is a bit of a higher end product. So the customer has to pay the personal post and packaging. So a lot of the customers will come to the product page, they will go to checkout, and then when they get to the checkout page, bam, it hits them with P&P. And that's why you'll see the drop off from add to cart to initiate checkout. So we are going to work on that. We're looking at trying to be a bit more transparent with the P&P up front, or see if the customer can source the actual materials cheaper, make the product, and then take the hit on the P&P in order to increase his ROAS with the customer. But that is down to our customer to do that. So at the moment, we've just got to make sure that it's consistent with the ads. But this is just a single image ad, and it's performing really well. So there's no video ads for this client at the moment, as the images actually sell the product, so we don't really need a video ad. It is something we're going to look into doing, but again, the customer just wants to get the budget first and build his company back up before we can do that. So this one is a barber interest. You can see it's just UK wide, there's no other targeting, so it'll be left on automatic placements. We'll just let Facebook do its thing on that one. That one is at 7. This one, let's have a quick look. The one with 27. So hopefully we got a couple of interest in here. So it's just, whoa, it's just one interest here. Managing over the last 2 months, it's managing to keep a good click-through rate. Still, cost per click is under what we want it to be, and around about 3 ROAS. So that is at an ad set level. So if we throw that into a CBO, that should pop off as well. So we'll take that one. This is in the beauty salons niche. I'm just writing down a note so we can do it. So this is us doing it live. So no edited. All I'm doing is pausing the video, repausing it, and then we're just going to give it to you as is, and then you can follow it. And any questions, throw it in the comments below. Reach out to us, and we'll see if we can help you guys as well. So there's that one. So we have 3. Can we get 4 or 5? Let's have a quick look at this one. No, won't be willing to look at that one, to be honest. We may have to turn that one off. It's starting to die. So we'll make a note of that for a client, and let's have a look at this last one here. Okay, so there's another one. So startup company, there's a decent one at 3.5 ROAS. We'll take that. So we've got 4. Okay, so what I tend to do with 4, if we've got, ideally I kind of want 5 interests, but at a CBO level, you basically go in, here I get Facebook, here's my money, you do what you want with it. 9 times out of 10, they'll piss a bit up the wall. They'll find it, and then once it's optimized up to 48 hours, 72 hours, depending on the CBO and the interest, it should then start bringing in your consistent sales. And then from then, we can obviously scale up CBOs as well. So we're doing vertical scaling as opposed to horizontal scaling. With us being 4 interests, and normally like in each interest to spend about £10 a day or $10 a day, more if it's a CBO. So there should be a bit of like about £10 left over if we're doing 4 interests. And then Facebook will just allocate that to the interest which you think is going to perform the best. So this should be good. So what we're doing here is we're going to duplicate. I've done this so you can't see who the customer is. The customer has given us consent to do this video, but obviously they don't want any competitors to see it, because this is a product that not many people are promoting. So they're trying to get a foothold in the market, especially here in the UK. So what we're going to do is we're going to duplicate this winning ad. Okay, and we're going to create a new campaign, and we'll call it CBO top 4, because we don't have a top 4, we don't have a top 5 yet. CBO top 5 interests UK only. So the customer hasn't even looked at any different geos yet. It's just focusing on trying to get a foothold in the UK. Once they get established and they can find cheap post and packaging to countries like the US and other top English speaking countries, Canada, Australia, New Zealand, then they will be looking at scaling as well. Okay, so we want that new interest ad set, the new ad set. I always call my ad sets what the interest is. So this would be startup company interest. And we click duplicate. Okay, so we can see that's gone into there. Right, and then if we go back into the others, so let's just unselect that, let's unselect that. And then what we're doing is this one, which is the beauty. So we've got that, so we're going to duplicate that. We're going to add that into an existing campaign, and we're going to find our new one, which is CBO, and we're going to put it into there. Select an ad set, so it's a new ad set. Okay, and we're going to call it by the name, so it's Beauty Salons Enterprises, a bit random. Interest. I'm going to duplicate that. You should see the two different ones there, then we'll come out with that. Okay, close off that, go back to the ad sets, unselect that, and then let's have a quick look. Was it the barber one that we've got noted? So have a quick look at the barber one. So yeah, it's the barber one that we're going to duplicate. So again, it's an existing campaign, we're just going to delete that. That's the new one. It's a new ad set, it's called barber interest. So what you're doing here, for those of you who haven't done the breakdown, what we're doing is we're taking the interest and the ad within that interest that's already working, and we're just duplicating it. So we're not redesigning it, we're not reinventing the wheel. We know it already works. We know the ads are a converting ad. We know the interest helps us convert the customers. So we're just duplicating that, and instead of an ad set level, now we're putting it into a CBO and letting Facebook do its thing, because we know that it's proven now. We know the ad's proven, we know the interest's proven, because we've got around about 10 sales plus at a consistent high ROAS. So by putting that into a CBO at a higher budget, that will bring us in a lot more sales. Normally CBOs, when we do this, especially on the lower end, the $50 to $100, they tend to last a couple of months, and then we have to keep adding the new top five. Sometimes it just pops, each ad account is different, so we won't know until we do it basically, but hopefully we can look at doing another video, say around about Wednesday, where we've given it a couple of days then to optimize, and we can just bring you an update on that part too. If that's something you want to see, then obviously put a note in the comments and we'll do that for you guys. So we'll duplicate that one. Okay, and then we've just got the one more. So I think it's going to be this one with the 12 ROAS, because that's around about 9. I normally wait till 10. I'm going to kind of break my own rule here, but the fact that this is running at £5 a day and we've got a consistent 12 ROAS over the last month is brilliant, and for the value of the product as well. So we'll keep these ad sets running until we become non-profitable, but we're looking at putting this into CBO now and get the customer more sales. Hopefully we can get them over the 100 sales mark before the end of this month. So we'll duplicate this one as well. So it's an existing campaign, clear, it's our top 4. No, hang on, existing campaign. Duplicate that. Okay, so just conscious of the time of this video, guys, but it is in depth, but you're seeing this live. So what we're going to do, we're going to take our new one, we're just going to filter by selection, just to get rid of all the shite, and we're going to jump onto here. So you can see these are all controlled at a daily ad set budget, so we need to go in and sort this out and change it into a CBO. So we've got CBO, conversions, auction. So we're going to turn the CBO on now. We're going to have it at £50 a day, which is about $65, I think. A bit random. And then we're going to run the ads, so that's that. And we're just going to go back through these interests. So conversion rate, it's so annoying Facebook lately. Those of you who got the new version of Facebook, it's just done deliberately to try and trick you guys up. So it's websites, and we're looking at purchase as the conversion event. Don't need dynamic creatives if you don't have an offer. Always, 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 guys, you want the start date to start from 12 o'clock midnight the following day. Because if we were allowing this to start now, which is the time of this video, which is 10 to 12 on the 26th, it could take a couple of hours for Facebook to approve it. It should be quicker because the ad and interest has already been approved, because we just pulled it from one that has already been approved. However, say for example, this goes live about 5 o'clock this evening. Facebook will try and spend the whole £50 between 5 o'clock and midnight, which won't give it a chance to optimize the CBO properly. So what we do is we change it to the day later, and we always change it to 000. Don't be impatient, people, just wait. It's worth it, because after a couple of days it optimizes a lot better. So we're checking, so it's in the United Kingdom. You can see the very broad targeting on this at the moment. We can break it down. We can go by age, we can go by gender, we can go by demographic, we can go by language. At this moment in time, the customer's just trying to get some float in the business. They're just trying to get a foothold and get the name out there. We have got a meeting with them sometime next week. So hopefully we can show, you can see it's quite clear, we can show the consistent results on the Facebook ads. We can show where it's scaling. It's just down to budget that's stopping this customer from scaling. So it's not financial advice. I wouldn't suggest you to put it on a credit card if you don't know what you're doing. But once you do know what you're doing, you can clock up an extremely lot amount of points on, say, an Amex Gold card. So yeah, that's something worth doing, but again, not financial advice. People, do your own homework and due diligence. So we go through here, automatic placements, 7 day after clicking. It should be 7 day after clicking or 1 day viewing. If I change this, then it may delete the ads actually, or it shouldn't do. So automatic placements. Language, I tend to put as English all genders, we can keep that, so that's done. 27th, okay. So we just go down to the next one. Again, purchase event. So we want event purchase. Okay, we're going to change it to 27th, 0, 0. So this is quite a large audience as well. We may break this down into a different audience, but we know it's already working. So at this moment, I'm not going to break it down, but that we probably would break this down and add maybe engage shoppers into this as well, or online shopping, and narrow the audience down. All demographics, all detailed interests. So for some reason, not pull the interest across. Let's see if beauty salon interests come up. So there's beauty salons, so I don't know where the enterprise part is, so we'll just do that to that. Okay, 17 million, 27th of July. It should always be lit. See, it's changed it again. So people, this needs to be changed to people living in. So if you change it to people living in, it's only going to target people who are living in the UK. Open age, open gender, beauty salons, make sure that's turned off. Languages now, it should be English all. Okay, we don't need anything else from that. Automatic placements, and we want 7 day click or 1 day after view. Done. So let's just go back. So beauty salons. Right, done. So let's just have a quick look at the barber interest. Barber interest, 27th. Blah, blah, blah. English all done. So Barber interest. Done. So we'll just double check. I always barber interest, website, purchase conversion. The optimization, that's done. So them two are done now. Let's just go on to here. So we want purchase, that's on, gauged. I'm going to change that to tomorrow's date, 12 o'clock. Because otherwise that one interest, it'll try and spend £50 out the CBO on that one interest. Living in the UK is already done, 25 plus already done, shopping and fashion, engaged shopping. So this is copied up. It may have been me at the beginning of the video, not copying the interest over properly, guys. If it is, I apologise. It's what happens when you're trying to do a video live and not edited. So that's done. And lastly, let's have a look at startup campaign. So it's showing purchase, but it's not purchased. Done. Change that to the 27th. Change that. Should be living in the UK. Crafty Facebook. Open age, open gender. This is startup company. There we go. Languages, again, English all. There we go, English all. So, I don't know why it wasn't showing up a moment ago. Automatic placements for now, and then we want 7-day click or 1-day viewing. I just want them to keep seeing the ad. And that's it, guys. So all last left to do is just come onto here, double check £50 bubbly, and then we're going to publish them all. And wait for that to load, just have another sip of coffee. So that's it scheduled for tomorrow now, which is Monday morning. These should all be, so we'll have to do it again. So we'll publish these within it. So I don't know if you guys are seeing this in a minute. If you are, just obviously comment below, but Facebook just seems to just be going out of its way to piss people off and just add more and more things. We've got a lot of customers' accounts where some of them do their own ads and then just ask us to double check them. Not ideal, but again, we can act as a consultant and we can help them as and when they need it. But yeah, a lot of them keep changing it, or they'll do it one thing and then they'll publish it, it'll change, or it'll publish straight away. So a lot of gremlins in Facebook's ads at the moment. So let's just do the last one. There we go. So what I'm doing now, what I always do is I just double check. So that should be in review now. In review, scheduled, in review. Scheduled. Yeah, and there we go, guys. So, we got the 30 odd minutes in, half an hour video. For those of you who are new to breaking down ads and looking at getting to the next level, it is worth watching all this video. You can always pause it, you can always go back to the beginning just to understand it. This is what we do live for customers on a day-to-day basis. Some of them were bigger budgets, some of them were smaller budgets, but each customer is different and we're learning as we go. So, and the learning helps me to help you guys to learn, and everybody wins with Facebook ads. So that's it. Any questions, any comments, links in the comment box below, and we'll reply back. Remember, Ecom Mastery is launching on the 31st July. So yeah, July 31st, Ecom Mastery, the ultimate guide to financial freedom. That's going to be a good course. We're giving 50% off for the first 50 people. So yeah, make sure you get in on that quick, because that's going to sell really quickly, and you get a personal one-to-one our Zoom call with myself to help you with your Facebook ads, with your website, anything you need help with. So until next time, guys, goodbye.